And 2, they finally managed to get a victory, which you just saw there. We are now going to be talking about our one match of the day, which is going to be EXTREMUM versus PuckChamp, which I think is a matchup that is fun and exciting for a different kind of reason. We're not looking at the champs here. We're not looking necessarily at the teams that are going to be going to the majors. True.
Good one.
But we are going to be looking at potential teams that could be eliminated. When you're already 0-2 and you matched up against each other, like, this is a series that could determine who's actually in bottom 2 and is getting knocked down.
Yeah, I think both teams have their limitations. I really want to highlight, I've seen a lot more EXTREMUM than PuckChamp so far, and I think Nefrit's, his hero pool is a bit of an issue. You saw them like 10th pick the Ursa in a game where me and Kyle both saw it and we were like, right when it came out. So what I want to see today is, okay, you've had a bit more time to process the patch. Like, sometimes you find yourself drafting a hero out of comfort rather than strategy. Could we maybe switch up who's getting last pick or what the bans are to make sure we don't do that?
Yeah, what's interesting about Nefrit there is the fact that he's actually, he was on Wind and Rain in 2017, and that team had Yol, who's in Wind and Rain in North America right now, and then he's also was teammates with Wish, who's currently on Brain. So
wow,
he's got some connections there over the European side.
Dota world is a small world.
That's true. For PuckChamp anyway, you guys coming in from the lower division, they actually were the ones who took first, not Windstrike. They even beat Windstrike in a 2-1 in that lower division matchup, but they haven't quite yet proved it here. Do you think some of that is just their schedule, who they played so far?
Yeah, they've definitely drawn the short straw in that regard. They're also not boot camping, I don't believe, from my research of watching them on webcams. Yeah, it's still early. They got time, but this is kind of a must-win scenario for them if they want to advance. I don't think anyone wants to be stuck like bouncing back and forth between D1 and 2.
Yeah, the real trial is beating the 5th, 6th team in the upper division when you come out of lower division, right? It's like, we belong here. That's your message, and you said that might be leaving them in the bottom 2 permanently if they end up in it after today. Yeah,
and some of those teams being either EXTREMUM or Unique is another example of a team who was lower on the list when it came to last season. They both got, I believe, 5th and 6th respectively. So those are the teams that you really got to beat to be able to say, okay, I do indeed belong. Is there anything about this team that has stood out to you so far?
The drafting's a little suspect. Art styles, coaching them, which in theory you're thinking, oh wow, big name. This is a squad that's going to definitely go places. But I think that if you look at that legendary VP team and the split, there's definitely like a A and a B side to that. Solo and the gang getting their first win. I think him and Art Style specifically took the longest break, especially during that period where there was like no TI. It's like, what's happening in the scene? These guys were just hanging out, and they're taking more time to adjust, which is why we see weird stuff like that Ursa last pick, which was just not good.
I just think these two teams both kind of do their own thing, and that usually doesn't work if you're trying to force your own thing when the other teams come prepared. They've seen your previous drafts, and today I'm going to see who's better at doing their own thing, because I'm kind of expecting them to do more of the same. I think they're going to adjust a bit, but I think we'll still see pretty similar drafts. When you go through, like, looking at some of the heroes that they picked anyway for PuckChamp's side, hero variety is something that is perhaps a little bit lacking. But then again, they are a newer team filled with a lot of newer players. Many of their players have only been playing since 2020, 2019. So that does kind of make sense. Focusing a little bit more EXTREMUM, there's a lot more history on that side, right? Because EXTREMUM, full of some older names, right? We've got Shachlo, we've got G, like just old names of the CIS scene.
These are the vets. Like, this is a squad of grinders. Respect to G. This man has been putting in hours since literally before Dota. Dota 1. I think his first professional tournament was in either 2007 or 2008. That's insanity that he's still grinding now. He's switched positions. As you get older, you tend to downgrade yourself in positioning, but he was the first person to really popularize support Death Prophet. I don't think that his ideas are necessarily faulty, but if you look at the talent individually on the roster, they're just not as flashy as a lot of the competition in the top half of the standings.
I just think the potency of something like a support Death Prophet last patch was that it could be a 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
Right now, from what I've seen in their drafts, at least the once or twice that they've chosen it, you kind of just know it's going to be a 5. And at that point, it's just not nearly as powerful as a pick early on in the draft.
Well, we all certainly know a little bit more about Extremum than most, but we can always learn more things, and we've actually got their offlaner Shotchlow in an interview.
Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Chief. Ancient apparition.
Ten seconds remain. Dire team ban.
Puck.
Radiant team ban.
Time for one of these two teams to get a win under their belts, as it's PuckChamp against EXTREMUM, two teams that are sitting at the bottom of the group right next to AS Monaco Gambit. Difference between these two teams and AS Monaco Gambit is they have not faced the toughest in the field, or at least all of them anyway. PuckChamp did have their series earlier. They played up against, what was that, Virtus Pro?
5 seconds.
Believe so.
But yes, now they face up against an opponent that is much more manageable for them, I would say. And we're going to be starting off with a first pick Abaddon. Really?
Yes.
Don't know how I feel about that.
Oh, that's a G hero. G certainly has a certain type when it comes to 5 positions.
Yeah, it's just not one. We saw the most picked heroes to start off the show, and a big part of why they were successful is they have a lot they can pair with. Abaddon,
5 seconds remain.
this hero can't do more than I don't know how to explain it. It's a 5. It's a 5 that's purely defensive. There's no stun, no catch. Your laning isn't terrible, but it's not great. And you open up PuckChamp to just get exactly what they want. Centaur as a value hero right now, especially with Timbersaw Mars out of the pool. Shocked it wasn't first picked.
I remember when Liquid picked Abaddon third, it was against an Earth Spirit Phoenix. It's like those are two heroes with very clear dispellable stuff that if a hero has that Abaddon shield, they'll be much more enabled in this game. On the other hand, you're dealing with a Centaur with who's going to cause his entire team to close the gap, as well as an AA who has an undispellable anti-heal, which makes the Abaddon not heal during his ult, but also make the Mistcoil relatively ineffective. So it's just not the type of hero that I would say is it'll do its job no matter what if we pick it first.
Do you feel like it fits? Is it necessary to have it Abaddon for a certain kind of playstyle that you want to play?
Dire team ban.
If you plan to group up behind one person, that's pretty much the only style I can really imagine. Like we saw Liquid do it with Leshrac. We've seen teams do it with heroes like Medusa. Troll Warlord comes to mind as these like heroes that don't mind you going on them and they'll turn the fight. Leshrac is probably the only mid laner that comes to mind, so maybe we'll keep an eye out for. I mean, I guess they already have the Puck, so
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know. Puck's not a mid laner that I would think wants an Abaddon on its team.
No. You want the Tiny of the Rubik to chuck people out of coil. You wouldn't mind having Snap Fire for the damage, Earth Spirit to roam on free mid. Yeah, there's a lot of other options. Abaddon also kind of forces your 4 position into a very specific niche. It has to do something to kill enemy heroes, preferably provides damage output as well, because Abaddon's is quite limited.
Yeah, they've got the Tusk already banned out. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the Earth Spirit.
10 seconds remaining. 5
We shall
seconds
see.
remaining.
Is Nyx a possibility for PuckChamp?
I don't know if it's necessary. I think you can just... actually, you can get away with it because the AA provides a surprising amount of damage just from the ulti, the cold feet, but more importantly, the vortex spam. So Nyx's damage output actually becomes pretty sick.
Hey,
Just a stun mana burn.
You're the one that's always about those classic combos. Nyx AA support duo.
Yeah.
That's like back to 5-6 years ago.
Are you guys okay with Nyx Centaur as a duo, though?
Yeah, that's the concern. Is like your lane push is limited, your wave clear. When neither one of your supports can kill creep waves, that's exploitable. So if I'm EXTREMUM here, that's a brutal combination in terms of kill threat, but get something that can play the opposite corner of the puck, maybe a bots hero, maybe the puck buys bots, and just shove lanes.
Are there any summons heroes that are still viable in this meta?
Wraith King.
Wraith King?
Wraith King's I'm like 90% sure they're going to pick Wraith King, because you could pick Sven with AA. We're talking about stun
What about
heroes.
Lycan?
But you want, like you said, a hero that's going to clear a lot of waves. And while you may say Sven has cleave, he clears waves. He doesn't clear waves against Puck because he just dies, and none of these heroes want to protect you. So you want that carry that can clear waves safely and also doesn't need a babysitter. And Wraith King, perfect for PuckChamp's draft right now. They are telegraphing it. They're saying, EXTREMUM, we're going Nyx into Wraith King. Bada bing, bada boom. What are you going to do about it? What's that? What's the O?
Capisce. I've been watching a lot of old school Italian gangster movies because of my quarantine process here. So I just went straight into The Sopranos.
I would be shocked if they do not pick Wraith King for PuckChamp. No need to save your carry pick.
Are you throwing it all down? No other hero. It's going to be a Wraith King. Would you personally guarantee? Would you stake your reputation?
If they are picking their carry, I will stake my reputation on Wraith King.
All right.
But they might just go like a Void. Void Spear got banned. DK maybe.
Oh.
Okay. He saves himself. Very nice.
Does that count as insurance or something?
I said if they pick their carry.
Yeah,
so
they picked their mid, and he still nailed it.
That's true. It's a great pick, too. You see the puck already. Rubik Abaddon, 2 heroes that deal 0 damage. You're
not roaming on this DK, right?
Yeah.
He's 3 heroes that are going to mess with you in the first 8 minutes of the game, do virtually nothing.
Yep. And it's quite nice, too, because you have AA to play around with now a bunch of stuns. It's a very Alliance-style draft, though. I think Alliance would have had more flexibility with their support duo.
So what do you pick in the off lane that goes with Rubik and threatens the DK? You'll probably need that early rotation, just one.
That's where the Nyx is so sick here because, you don't really want... you can't pick the Necro, the Medusa, the Leshrac that you might feel good about because there's a Nyx.
What else is there?
Nature's Prophet. No.
Against DK?
This is a miserable game for what feels like anything. It needs to be durable, but it also needs to deal tower damage and scale. Illusion heroes don't feel great, but it's probably the route I would look at. Maybe a CK or a PL. But you don't have last pick.
I'd rather it be a PL than a CK. We saw CK yesterday, and that hero was beyond godlike, and it just felt like it was never going to be able to carry the game. It wasn't a bad carry-to-carry matchup, but even then, since like you said, you don't see the opponent carry, you need like a generically strong carry that doesn't have like super hard carry matchup counters. But you also needed to have innate damage, because the 3 heroes don't do damage, but the Abaddon helps whatever hero they pick do damage.
Razor in the pool. I think just a BKB Razor seems pretty nice, but...
There we go again.
I don't know about this, man. It's not bad in the laning phase, but...
Bad in Ursa, though?
Yeah, against so many stuns.
It's okay in the lane, like you said, because you're against dual melee, but you don't particularly chew through DK all that well. It's like you think, Fury Swipes, you hit him more times, you do more damage, but at the end of the day, DK has 15-20 armor with no items.
Yep.
And he has a instant stun, almost.
A good ban on the Void. That would make, I think, this game just unwinnable. Extremum. They need to ensure that the team fight advantage for PuckChamp doesn't tilt more in their favor.
Have to ban Wraith King. I'll be so upset if they do not ban Wraith King. Unless I'm missing something where PuckChamp they're a carry player, incapable of playing.
I think anyone can play Wraith King.
That was kind of the joke.
Yeah.
10
For its preferred heroes, Morphling, Wraith King, Bloodseeker, Slark, Gyrocopter.
5 seconds.
That's a nice Slark game, too.
Radiant team.
Just saying.
They
banned the Wraith King. Slark would be my next choice, actually.
Slark's nice because it allows you to hunt more.
It does depend on what Extremum picks last here. I just generally like Slark against Rubik as well. It's like, doesn't do too much to you in lane. These like constant right clickers are the ones that are the problems, the Lenas. Slark really struggles against those. But Rubik, pretty underwhelming harassment in comparison to a lot of other ranged force. And then that usually with a range 4 you have a melee 3, which means Slark is usually good in those scenarios. He just is another hero that lacks damage, and you want a little bit of catch with the AA, a little bit of mobility, a little bit of independence. And might they go like they do ban the Underlord. That's what I was thinking for him.
I think it just has to be BKB hero. SF Razor. Okay, oh god. Alright, well, it beats DK mid in theory, but I've actually seen the DK win the matchup. And they go for a standard troll. I don't know, man. PuckChamp's lineup looks pretty good.
I don't love troll against Puck Sand King, but it is a very good carry-to-carry matchup against Ursa. See you later, Kyle. As
Yeah, I think
off. You can head over.
if they get an early Roche on Extremum, Nefrit could take over this game. He's just very vulnerable to getting burst at any point, which means an Aegis has even more value. But if everything's played normally, I just think PuckChamp's lineup's so much easier to play.
You know what's funny, Brian, is 3 months ago these teams played against each other in the Snow Sweet Snow Tournament, and they actually had in Game 2, I believe, Troll and Ursa. They had the carry matchup. It was actually flipped, I believe. PuckChamp did win that, and they actually won the series 2-0. So I guess this is an opportunity to be able to see if Extremum can get revenge over PuckChamp and finally get themselves a win in the second season of the DPC, or if PuckChamp is finally going to be able to show up to the upper division and prove that they deserve to be here. All that and more with our casters. Believe Kyle's ready to go. OD Pixel and Kyle.
Thank you very much, Cam. Yes, PuckChamp versus Extremum. And Carl, so we were hearing from you yourself. You had some doubts here for the Extremum's lineup. I mean, what is it about their choice of heroes here that you feel is going to make it a little difficult against PuckChamp?
It just feels harder for them to deal damage, Owen. A lot of these heroes are not in the top tier, I would say.
Okay.
Puck picked a bunch, but not really winning many games. Sand King as an offlaner, we discussed in the pre-show, it's just like this pick when you've got no other options. They need to run over lanes and just straight up kill PuckChamp like over and over and over again until eventually the towers and Roche just die because they're so far ahead.
Sure. Because then over on the side of PuckChamp, I mean, for instance, the Troll is the last pick. You're happy with this sort of safe choice as a carry? This is a game where Troll's not going to run into too many hurdles?
You can buy a BKB. Then what? Same with the DK. You just double BKB. Everything looks good. Your landing phase should go just fine. I'm just this whole lineup just feels like no sweat.
Okay.
It's very similar to what we've seen Alliance dominate with throughout the Western European DPC, and the support duo just have to land their spells.
All right, well, we'll see if the supports can. And so we get ourselves into this game one, PuckChamp versus Extremum. Both teams trying to break away here from the bottom of the league, this position they're both currently in right now.
And it's really tough to play Ursa into Troll. You end up having to blow ultimate just to purge off the blind from the axes. It's not like you can buy an MKB on the hero until much later in the game. But we'll see. I've been wrong before. Could go either way.
And some of the other elements, I mean, I guess even for the Puck, it's not like PuckChamp really lack lockdown. There's a fair few stuns that Melo's going to have to be pretty careful about when he's trying to make those aggressive moves as the Puck.
The trouble with the badness, I think that when it works, it's typically because you create this environment where your draft has a lot more sustain than your enemies. But in this case, I think it's the opposite, where PuckChamp are like, well, you don't have damage to threaten us, so we have no problem with long fights. It actually feels like Extremum with the Ursa Puck cores, like they need to strike fast and hard. They got like 10 seconds to get multiple kills. G won't help much with that.
Sure. Yeah, once you're in with the burst of the SK, Puck, and Rubik, that there is going to be that bit of the fight where those three heroes are just not going to have any more damage to offer. Against the DK and the Centaur, these high strength, high HP heroes are going to be tanking up. It could be quite the struggle for Extremum to deal with.
Also, the Puck, of all the games to play Puck into a Nyx and a DK, it's just so frustrating. You're so susceptible to just dying in a stun. The vision disadvantage won't really be there. It can be expected that the Centaur might even get a pipe up early if he feels it's necessary. I think he will. Puck Sand King. It's all magical
for
damage.
Sure, yeah. Probably still want to get the Vanguard first, but yeah, absolutely. Getting that hood straight away upgraded here for the benefit of his team. Might allow the Troll to sort of get away with not getting the BKB too early himself, being able to go that route that he'd normally want to, into the S and Y.
Oh. And that right there, Owen, is why I think Ursa's fallen off a bit. How is it that dominating the enemy offlaner in a one-on-one really helps you win the lane anymore, when this is the new laning phase? Just creep shenanigans. And if he wished to, he could just go pull the next wave himself. He's the enemy's support. but creep wave in his face. He'll keep it in front of tower. And congratulations on your Ursa lane advantage. It's neutered completely.
I'll at least get the small camp pull here. Try and take something away from Melez in return. Definitely a slow start to be out up there for him. A lot slower than that for the troll down bottom. 9 for 3 right now. Astro pop in the mid lane. Throw some abilities out here at Mellow.
I love it. Tips coming out. Strategically deployed. A quick little mana burn. It's basically, he's not all chat and screw you, but that's how I would interpret that maneuver. It's happening in the bottom lane. Sand King not having the greatest time. Odd build. I feel like the skipping of stun isn't.
Is under attack.
This is why I don't like the hero. Oh, and you have Caustic and you have Sandstorm. Like, what are you playing the lane to do?
Well, yeah, but what would you be doing with the stun? What, you need the stun to get the range, yes, or you're getting aggressive onto this troll AA early? You think this is a duo that you could punish?
I think it's just a more, it's a usage of mana to secure last hits. Level 1 Sandstorm is quite expensive. Mm-hmm. Level 1 stun was 75 for the Sandstorm and 110 for the stun. I would just rather have the stun, grab every archer, at least 2 archer CS, let's get a mango. But it's more about how you're effectively removing your ability to play with any sort of aggression.
Well, seeing top, for the creep shenanigans they did pull off, Melez he's actually not getting anything out of this. He's 3-3. He's getting completely dumpstered now by the Ursa. Which is kind of surprising. I feel like we've seen him grab a few creep waves, but he's just not been getting the CS at all up here as Centaur.
No, he is not.
Away from there.
Did a good job from Nefert, though. I like his itemization, too. Gotta get the Orb of Venom. Early boots. None of this rushing Battle Fury shenanigans. You just make sure you're able to trade with the Centaur.
It's been very nice here, Astro. We'll be able to get the stack going. See mid lane at the moment. DK having the slight lead as expected against the Puck. One of those heroes that are grabbing for that lane matchup.
That is a Mellow Jewel. I mean, I'm tilted just watching because Nyx just stole his rune and then mana burned him again for good measure. So, it's already a tough matchup for the DK. You can see it reflected in the CS. It doesn't get any easier when this Nyx just shows up. But it makes sense. There's nothing he can really do top to help his Centaur other than pull creeps and mess with pulls as we see here.
MLS trying to get at least something out of this, but it is going to be complete free farm for the Ursa, so very good start to be had here for Nefrit. I'll try and run down Melez. Nefrit heading over as well.
Is he just accepting death?
Oh, he's going to go for the TP out, but they've got the damage. He is dead and out of the lane without a TP to get back up here, Carl.
That was not well played, Owen. He could keep running. Nyx is there to stun, then he can TP. He could TP just as he goes to the high ground, or he could just accept death. But to die and teleport, he skipped boots for the Ring of Health, so he's just, ruined his off lane by an extra wave.
Yeah, not even going to have the movement speed to get up there. Oh, well, things getting better and better for Nefrit.
Yeah.
Up on the safe lane for EXTREMUM.
BSJ's texted me saying this is an Ursa game that it takes a true legend to be able to win. You can't die. You gotta play clean. They call it the BSJ way. 0 mistakes.
See made desperate.
No coil.
Getting aggressive here with the first Elder Dragon form. Trying to put some damage onto the tier 1 tower.
It's almost 6. Then maybe you can set this up. If they can chuck him out of the coil, it's a sure kill on the DK.
Trying to get in position here for the runes. A bit of burst, but DD, you got to step back. Astra's got the stun as they've got the Dream Core control. They let down the 3 of them. They're actually able to turn and take down the Dragon Knight. They bring down Desperate. Carlos is going to go for the TP away, but lifts back up. Another death and another TP down the drain here for PuckChamp.
They gotta get together, Owen. This is not how they expected it to go. I just realized the DK, no raindrop. It's the reason he goes down there. With the raindrop, you're 100% gonna live. He has the fluffy hat instead.
He's going for the Falcon Blade on the DK.
Yeah.
Do you like this?
I love
You like
Falcon Blade.
Falcon Blade?
I
Yeah.
think Falcon Blade is a buy on any hero, but especially DK.
Okay.
Because you no longer have the option of mana regen at your level 10 talent. So you get that little bit. It allows you to actually farm a bit more with your Dragon Breath. And it's just value. You know, you don't need the slots.
Seeing top lane. I mean, Melez, he needs help. He's having a really tough time up here. Level 4 against a level 6 on Nefrit. And they're taking away his tier 1 tower. And there's not a whole lot that Melez can do about this. He needs backup.
It's coming, but this support duo is not really very formidable. And we were talking about how, geez, Abaddon might not have much impact. But this phase of the game, like, they're a stun and a cold feet combo. Well, he shields it. That's it. That's your support duo, counteracted by one shield.
Now we have a 7-minute tower being taken away from PuckChamp. Extremum. They're hitting hard in this first 7 minutes. As PuckChamp struggling much more than you thought that they would, right, Carl? When you looked at the drafts, did you imagine that PuckChamp would have this much difficulty in the lane?
No, definitely not. Oh, hang on. They might have more.
So they've got to bring in Nefrit. Smart movement, make sure they have the additional bit of damage to try for Desperate, but the stun comes out. Desperate actually able to make it away. The supports will save him. Only just, though, very close to Nefrit being able to bring him down, turning up into the mid lane.
Very nice rotation. It's unfortunate it did not succeed. That was the only way they're going to find that kill on DK, who I feel may have made a mistake with the 3 points in Flame Breath, because he doesn't have as much survivability. No raindrop either, so definitely living on the edge.
He's going to try and do his best to get that blink dagger done. Top lane Melez again just being forced out of lane here by G.
Yeah, so far so good. But this is the way Extremum kind of had to get the game going to have a shot here. The laning phase has to go well, and then their 3 cores can just play all around the map. They've got to be able to just dominate in a one-on-one scenario, in the sense that PuckChamp can't just match the Ursa with something like a Troll or a Centaur and just let them sit there and trade farm. It's got to be Ursa, constant bullying, farming offensively, with the purchase of a quick Battle Fury, which is in the cards, only 2 components away.
So that bottom Shashlo is going to go for the kill onto Carlos. Straight in Epicenter popped.
Grandfather collects a kill. I like that interview. Chechlo, I think he did play, it was funny because they were using clips. I'm like, God, that was 10 years ago. But I believe he was part of the team that actually played against Fnatic at DreamHack Winter, I want to say like 2010 or 11, when it was still Fly, Honey, No Tail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What were you doing at that time?
I hadn't even heard of Dota. I hadn't even heard of computer games. I just played Mario Kart on the GameCube. Top lane G. It's going to look to turn around. The Dream Coil on the 2 of them. Nefrit coming in as well. They've got the damage to take down the Centaur. Melez goes down. So again, Extremum just picking up the kills. Keeping all 3 cores very far ahead. Melez's game just getting harder and harder. This Centaur slipping right down and completely behind every other core in the game. It's going to be a long recovery for him this match.
Yeah, credit to Extremum. We have seen Centaur addressed in this way.
Yeah, they're smashing it. I mean, because this has been a hero that has just been an all-round favorite, right?
Yeah.
Very, very successful hero in the patch. But he's struggling this game.
He even skips the Vanguard to go Hood, which I think is the right play. Because, even having a Vanguard, you're still going to die to the clicks. This allows you to get the earlier pipe if necessary, but it's survivability against non-Ursa heroes. And now you're at a point where you kind of just have to avoid him. Level 6 soon to come on the AA. That should help PuckChamp make things happen. But definitely not feeling good. Down 5-0. I always say, like I said, I love the Extremum draft. I don't think Brian was as big of a fan, but
top tower is under attack.
good to see them. Huh?
I thought you like the PuckChamp draft, didn't you?
Did I? I don't think so.
Top lane.
Easy coil.
Dream Coil down. He has got Stampede. So Melez will be able to get them out. Shashlo not actually quite able to get him with the Burrow Strike. So they're able to step away from this one.
So this, however, is the trouble. They're still up the 2,000 gold, but that's how they have to keep playing this game, right? Just keep blowing spells, keep finding kills. PuckChamp, they're grinding it out. Troll's still top net worth, and they're the ones looking to pressure towers because their draft's just so much tankier. DK form ready, blink soon complete. All eyes on G, though. He's the man that'll win the fight with a quick shield off.
And he's heading in. I want to try and get the creeps up the tower. I'm going to try and defend this. EXTREMUM. Jash turns him with the jump. Straight away onto Desperate. And they got enough magical damage. He's getting brought down low. He's trying to run away. He's able to step back. They couldn't kill Desperate in time. The DK survives. And the puck will fall. Fight not over yet, though. Melez will end up dying here yet again. And we get everyone else out of there. So all in all, a trade that PuckChamp will be happy with, taking down the mid, only losing their offlaner who was already suffering this game. They didn't get the tower though, so EXTREMUM will at least be able to achieve that tower defense here.
And looks like Ursa will win the race to Battle Fury. Troll is just his Void Stone away, so 325 gold, whereas Ursa's on the way. So pretty even, but I think Troll scales a bit better. Game continues.
No, for sure. As you said, there's definitely going to be issues for the Ursa fighting into him until he has BKB or MKB. It's going to be a little frustrating.
We just blew a light.
Shashlo. It's found Dakalis. Won't actually have enough to take him down, though. They do have the blink on Desperate now as well, so PuckChamp having a good means of getting that initiation. Have got good follow-up. The Ice Blast and ways to save the DK. Get him out of there if it's a jump too far with the Stampede.
Yeah, the team fight for PuckChamp is the big problem. EXTREMUM should win skirmishes. They can certainly find pickoffs, but PuckChamp with DK form up, he has the blink. They are ready to hunt, and the smoke is on. Nick scouting it out.
Oh, there's the jump. They've got the opening onto the fruit. They're going to be able to chain stun him perfectly.
Yeah.
No chance there for the bear as the blink, I guess, catching him off guard there. Was not ready for that sort of jump and movement to be made by PuckChampers. It was deep inside their jungle.
Yeah, see, it just feels like the laning phase, if it's not utterly dominant, doesn't impact the game like it appears it is. Centaur's game was absolutely ruined, yet here he sits, 600 gold behind the Sand King?
Sure.
Like they get one kill on the Ursa, he's not even top net worth?
Yeah, like you don't think it'll actually matter in the long scheme of things here.
Doesn't look that way.
No. You're still going to have pretty good impact. Yeah. I mean, you're still a Centaur, right? That the hero's fundamentally strong at the moment.
Yeah, and this is my problem. Like Sand King, yeah, you have a blink, but the blink, it's not the same as a DK blinking in. Because you don't have that same survivability, your right clicks are not nearly as damaging, and there's no AA behind you. You need a core with you to find a kill, whereas DK and the support duo, that's kills all day. Troll's free to just gets farm, and Ursa kind of has to play actively and be involved killing enemy heroes for EXTREMUM to make any moves work.
EXTREMUM. I've got the target set on the mid-tier 1 tower. Shashlo smoked up with Cheers. They show Nefret and G. See if PuckChamp try and pull together defense around this tower. They've got the two of them here right now. Okay, they've also brought in Dakalis on the AA, so they've got the combo if they can get that jump with the Dragon Tail stun. And Malesi also with his blink. He's ready to go. Opens up onto the Ursa. The counterplay comes in. They get the Power Strike off onto the next Assassin. And as well, Mello with the Dream Call onto the two of them. But on the back lines, they've been able to chase down Nefret. The Ursa falls. Krillap picks up a second killer as he takes down Chu. And they're going to look to chase down Mello as well. They're going to be able to catch him with the stun. As PuckChamp pull together the defense, and again Nefret just sort of getting caught out at the start, having to panic ult and step back so they could chase him down with the Stampede, as the Ursa's really struggling in these fights.
You can't do anything, Owen. There's too many stuns. There's no BKB up. I don't want to say it's GG, but I'm trying to find away from Extreme to win a fight. And
Like, what does Nefrit have to do? Do you feel he just has to get back to hitting the creeps? He just can't afford to turn up for these objectives that Extreme is trying to push for? Like, what do you do as the Ursa here?
I don't know. I'm more concerned about Mellow Jewel, to be quite honest. Ursa, he's not allowed to do too much, but what is that?
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of Imp mids rush this Kaya Sanj, but
Sanj first?
if the game is rough, but to be fair, he wasn't having too much of a rough opening here, Mello. No, for sure. Like, you don't normally see it this way around unless he's really scared of getting blown
And
up.
that's a Storm. That's a different kind of hero.
Sure.
You scale much better. The Witchblade in this game is so effective against the 3 strength cores of the enemy squad. I guess Troll's agility, but
damage is nice against the armor of the DK.
yeah.
And
you don't win this game by surviving. You need to do damage.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why he's going for it is because of that. He's just worried about the chain stun and wants to be able to survive through the burst, but you feel it's just far too defensive for what you want to be doing.
Yeah. It's like if you went to go box, I don't know, Muhammad Ali, right? You don't want to invest in padding and just let him punch you. You gotta try to hit back. You're already outmatched.
Oh, so we'll see. We'll see what he's able to, if maybe that little extra bit of survivability and resistance allows him to get stuff off in the fights that he wouldn't have been able to otherwise. Indeed, the damage,
is under attack.
sort of limitations you did talk about as well in the draft. You said when you look at Extremum's lineup, you don't really feel the damage, and especially with this sort of itemization, it's definitely going to be there, much less so. So definite pressure on Ursa and Nefrit to just keep on farming. Those last few fights, he's really set himself behind that of the Troll. Now a 2k difference between the carries, as that bit of early game advantage that Extremum did have off the lanes, it's slipping away. As a 2k lead now overall for PuckChamp. As Extremum, now he's going to get jumped in. They're in, onto Mello. Mello will be able to get the Dream Core down onto the 2 of them. Desperate, winning one charge. This DK is still very tanky. They can't get on top of him. Desperate's fine. Charges, he'll live. And the rest of Extreme, they're having to back away. It'll be a 1-for-1 trade here. And just even with the jump, catching the DK, they're able to get support kills, but killing these cores just seems to be a whole nother ordeal here for Extremum right now.
Dire are scanning.
And trades, unfortunately, don't really help Extremum either, because they're getting out farmed. You can also see Meles did exactly what was expected. Vanguard is the selfish item. It's when you're ahead. You get the little bit of an edge. Instead, Blink Pipe. These are the team items.
You like that, right? That's what you wanted to see.
1 round of puck spells doesn't count. You have a pipe for the team. Same with pretty much the entire epicenter of Sand King.
Even going as far as queuing up the Vlad's Net.
Oh, yeah.
Not an item or an aura that we see prioritized in a lot of games. But this time around, I guess, you've got 2 beefy right clickers. The Troll and the DK are going to be very happy with that.
Now it's got to be the Shachlo show. Find kills, stun, plus the Ursa. But who gets burst? It's the supports. Maybe you take out the Troll before his ultimate, but that's a risk.
Trying to guess the supports are kind of hard to find. A is always going to be sitting far back, just making sure he can get the Ice Blast off, and next assassin crawling around in the shadows. So not that the easiest of targets to necessarily start your fight on, unless they make errors with their positioning.
To the pings coming out. All about vision, I believe. Ult coming in bottom. Good try. That might have worked if the orb didn't go out before the phase shift. Only 3 points, so if that was a blink dagger escape, it would not have been so easy. What is it? Only a 1k gold lead. I mean, anybody could win. It's still open. I'm looking at this Troll's net worth Climo and I'm thinking, is anybody going to catch him anytime soon? BKB's on the way.
Yeah, no, they've just got the BKB done on Desperate as well, so this sort of dual BKB timing is going to be very strong for the cause. So yeah, of course, for Nefrit, after Blue Battle Fury, he himself also just trying to get that BKB ready for the next engagement. He might get hit before it. Smoke comes out from PuckChamp. They're ready to make an aggressive play here with Desperate, having the Blink BKB complete.
This is the timing. Be very careful if you're Extremum.
They're doing a good job of not showing on the wave at all here, EXTREMUM. Sensing that something is up.
They just waited on that high ground another 5 seconds. Almost certainly a dead Nefrit and possibly a team fight. But so far, just both teams occupying opposite sides of the river, content to farm, waiting for the BKBs on their respective carries. Don't blame either one of them. Both carries also with the possessed mask. Lucky day. I think that that's fair.
Nice bit of balance with the early neutrals. And we're going to have EXTREMUM try and go out with the smoke themselves. Roshan always would be a nice one to find here, but PuckChamp are going to be doing their best to keep their eyes on it. Make sure that the chance isn't there for Nefrit to sneak in as the Us and take it out. Heading towards top is a hard jump though. Ooh, and it's not going to even reach Desperate there as he's able to blink away from that attempt from Shashlo. Even if they do catch him, if he gets the chance to pop that BKB, very unlikely that they'll kill the DK right now. He's definitely the toughest target to jump at this stage.
Certainly. I don't even know if they would have been able to kill him there. I guess you have enough follow-up. Well, it's the Rubik lift. It's Sand King stun Rubik lift. That's all their lockdown.
Yep.
That is not very much. But this perhaps is why we saw G with the first pick of Baden. This shard is definitely solid. Want to hover over here. Yeah. Miscoil and shield apply Curse of Avernus on enemies, and it increases the base slow plus cooldown reduction. One of those multi-purpose shards. Yeah.
Dire are scanning.
A couple of spells. So
Radiant are
we'll see.
scanning.
Gives that if it makes that enough of a difference to sort of get these. Enable the Ursa and set him up for the kills. G's actually going to be the one to get jumped here. He's got the borrowed time. I don't think there's going to be any interest in the rest of his team to help him out, though, as G. He's looking pretty dead here.
It was close. Good force staff. I guess more of my, not to continue harping on the offlane Sand King, but blink force staff.
Pretty old school, right?
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad itemization by any means, but is this an offlaner or is this a 4 position? It's typically tough to tell.
Almost Roshan. Standing a chance there against Krilla. Easy Aegis.
Yeah. And this is the trouble, we were talking about the draft. And maybe BSJ believed in the Ursa, but EXTREMUM just not prepared for the late game scaling of PuckChamp. Their mid game dominance. These BKBs are online, and suddenly you can't fight them anymore.
I'll take your tribute.
Now with the Aegis on the side of PuckChamp, it's going to be very, very hard for EXTREMUM to really make the decision to fight. Well, if they don't do so, still as we're seeing the sort of everlasting struggles from Nefrit to keep up with the farm that Krilla's hitting on the troll. Shashlo jumps in here. Desperate's going to come in with a counterplay, and they'll get their lockdown onto the Sand King. And he's going to get thrown over to the side in an attempt to save him. He's up to the high ground, and he actually manages to make it away with the Burrow Strike.
Oh, was that a telekinesis save?
Yeah, Chew's got the shard done.
Oh.
So a nice little bit of a combo breaker to offer up for your allies. So see, pays off there. Absolutely saves Shashlo's life, gets him out of the reach of Krilla.
Well, this is a gamble of a okay, pretty much everything riding on this.
They've got the BKB on Nefrit, so he can get in and commit on a target. Shashlo.
Hello.
He jumps in. He will finally get the Burrow Strike off, as Krilla's going to continue to chase him down. BKB's popped. He's staying on top of Shashlo. Shashlo, he goes down. They get one over to the side. BKB's already come to an end for Nefrit as he's trying to come out Desperate. He's not even able to get Desperate down to half HP. Desperate's fine. BKB's popped. They're just running them down here. They get the jump onto GG's. Got borrowed time, but they've got so many stuns. Dragon Tail into the hoof stomp. Managed to throw him up to the base there. Chew trying to do his best to save G, but it can't get him away from PuckChamp as they push on. They get the kill. They're ready to start pushing onto the high ground there.
Come on, most casual
Radiant's middle tower.
game of Dota I've seen. It's like not casual as in like low skill, but more as just PuckChamp. It feels like I'm on one of those walks through the woods with you and Sheaves, Owen. You know, just meandering about. Eventually, you get the win. Like nothing, no stress.
Yeah, it's
Everybody farm. Hey, I'll be like, look how casual this. Troll's like, oh hey, they're here, guys.
and then he just jumps in the sand,
Oh, I'll be KB.
and then boom! Suddenly he's having to get out of there,
Yeah.
Jashlo.
Meanwhile, watch what our Ursa's doing up top, right? Yeah. You kill the AA with the BKB, and then he continues to try and fight, and they're just kind of like, really?
They can't kill this DK. They're
Yeah.
desperate.
They're like, you're not a grizzly, bro. You're not a polar bear. You're like a little, you're a cub.
Yeah.
A cub scout.
It's tough. I mean,
Go sell cookies. What are you doing here?
I'm really seeing you just saw the difference in farm. He doesn't have the items. He hasn't had the game here to.
What? He had a great lane. Like,
He did. He had the best. That's
he got
true.
first blood.
I mean, it was those early few fights that we saw, right, where he turns up, and you know that's always going to be the risk, right? You've got two carries, both with the Battle Fury. If
And-
one of them's turning up to fights that are going badly, the other one he's gonna be smiling all the way to the bank. And you know, we're seeing out of over a 5k difference here in the farm between Nefrit and Krilla.
I love the way they've itemized too, because they recognize, look, Extremum just don't have damage, folks. So I'll buy a Halberd post-blink BKB on my DK. My Centaur went
see this,
for
though.
Pipe, now Crest, and yeah, that's the Nyx versus Puck factor. It is a tough time.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh, hello.
And well played by Krilla there as well, predicting exactly where to try and blink out to. They're not desperate. See if they can burst in this time. They can. Everything committed onto the DK, they get the job done. They're finally able to take him out. Takes a lot, but the DK is dead.
What will they get off it is the question, because objective-wise, they have limited ways of pressuring. Not out of it. Anything can happen. To quote the Flower himself, anything can work.
He can. And still got. It was 8%. That kill just put it down to 6%.
Like,
2% was lost there.
RIP that gallon of milk. Yeah, I love the build though on the Centaur. Quick blink. It was a rough game, but all
He had
these
a really
items.
rough lane, Melez,
Yeah.
but yeah, he's
Slot efficient. Now he's a solar with the Vlads. That's so much EHP for his troll.
I recovered perfectly this game, Melez. Showing that the hero has just absolutely got its strengths, even if you don't sort of dominate the laning stage. As we have come used to a lot of sort of center dual lanes being able to do.
That's the thing. I look at the item build on the Sand King. I think that none of that helps your team. Like, as hero, man, it's just so hard to play. You don't farm as fast, and you just don't have as much natural game impact. I'd like to, PuckChamp, I think they realize, like, we're really strong, guys. Can we just go push as 5? Like, just hold hands, be chill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower
Full
is
abyssal
under attack.
now for Krilla. Even harder for Ursa to go toe to toe with him in the fights. Amongst the bashes and the control offered up. Now I keep that bottom lane pushed out against PuckChamp though. The mid lane's hitting up to the high ground. Krilla's ready to start stepping in and hitting onto another set.
I'm probably going to wait for ages, though. No rush. You're out farming. The gold lead was 5k, then 7, now 9 after that tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is falling.
Well, it definitely doesn't feel like there's too much pressure on PuckChamp here. The scalability of the troll and the DK. Well, Yul has got the Ags complete, so
It's pretty big. With the shard on Rubik. Maybe that, Oh, no, okay, never mind. I for some reason thought that the throw distance was for both enemies and allies. It is not. You can throw allies further, that's all.
well, you get extra land distance with the talent. Right. So he will be able to get that, and then you're pretty much guaranteed being able to break the coil.
Need some time for that, though. Level 20. That is a really... I mean, feels like there's equivalents for other heroes. They get that as level 10. talent. Nice smoke to get in up top. The wave is pushed, so they could just go straight mid after this. Extremum forced to come to PuckChamp. Look at, they're in the base right now, just hanging out.
Trying to find some sort of a jump here with this smoke, but Melez on the front is not one of the ones you want to jump. I said that, but then again, who is? As you said, that the supports are kind of the only potentially easy kills that I can find. Centaur, DK, and Troll. None of those are going to feel too nice to get on top of right now. And you're really going to have everything thrown down on them to have a chance of killing them off.
I like how they're playing this, though. Cutting 2 waves, PuckChamp. Very methodical. Sweep the map. Look for a fight now. If not, you'll get that tier 2 bottom for free.
Look at the jump. Around to the Centaur. Dreamcore down as well. I mean, this Earth just dies, though. He can't beat and rage out. And they just kill him through it. He's not going to be able to stand any time in the fight. As Extremum just crumble as quickly as they begin the fight themselves. They couldn't even kill the Centaur. And again, the further struggles here for the Ursas. With the bashes as well, there's just no chance. Even with the BK being out, he cannot fight this Troll.
Dire's middle barrel.
Are they going for throne? It's 2 racks. Yeah,
I call it GG.
It's just over, man. This is just an outdraft 101. I don't think Extremum can win this unless they just utterly dominate from the laning phase on to a point where it looks like a pup. And I feel like this draft was almost born out of a pup because there isn't that natural synergy. There's no steroid. There's no win condition for them. And PuckChamp, no longer boot camping, but
5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Grimstroke.
Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team, Dire team.
Lena.
Ten seconds remaining.
Hopefully we get to see a more competitive game too, but right now it looks like PuckChamp has certainly come into the lower division, into the upper division to actually play some good Dota, get some wins, and stay in the upper division. See if they can do that here with another 2-0 against EXTREMUM. Again, they already beat this team just 3 months ago in the Sweet Snow tournament. And even better, last time they did it with the same carry matchup, Ursa versus Troll, except reversed. In many ways, Brian, the PuckChamp is proving they're superior to EXTREMUM.
Yeah, EXTREMUM kind of flipping the book here, as we saw they go for the Centaur AA last game on PuckChamp, and now we're seeing the Centaur Lena. Pretty scary dual offlane. I still think it's not quite as good as like a Mars Lena or a Mag Lena, just because they set up a little bit better for that Light Strike array. But I played that hero today. It was not exactly pretty, the Lena, but the stun is much easier to hit without any setup. That little AoE buff makes it so you do just clip them that much more often. And I don't know, what carry do you pick into this lane? What feels good?
Any melee hero suffers.
Yeah, and that's what you want with Grim, though, right?
Yeah.
You want that melee hero that gets that ink swell and goes in. But stun into stun, you might take more damage than you deal while being ink swelled.
Could go maybe thinking like PA just to.
Yeah, I was thinking PA or like any blinker, but that doesn't feel that great.
Yeah, the trouble is the stun and the magic damage, because Centaur then can go greedy, skip return. We've seen this with 2 points double edge by level 3, and you catch a double stun and it's 4 nukes of damage from the
Magic carry has 500 HP, Centaur has 800.
Yeah.
The math checks out. Double edge will kill you faster than it kills the Centaur.
Yep.
Well, they're going to ban away Lifestealer, which is probably the best self-sustain, plus is able to utilize. The other one would be Juggernaut, but we've actually seen that matchup against Centaur, and Centaur actually usually proves to just be too tanky.
Yeah, Juggernaut's gone down in value in my book. I think it's good against specific offlaners. I mean, Sand King, but I think everyone's good against Sand King. Any other offlaner that doesn't dish out a lot of physical. Right now, my 3 top offlaners, 4, I would say, I guess including Timbersaw, since he's already banned out, always banned out, are Centaur, Timbersaw, Mars, or sorry, not Mars. Axe and Slardar are my 4 favorite offlaners.
Not Mars in that list.
I don't think Mars has a low win rate in almost every region. So even though he feels nice, he's got good team fight, he's not one of my top. And Jug seems to suck against all of those. And I think the carry meta is usually defined by the offlane meta, because usually the offlaner is picked in the first round for at least one team, as we've seen so far both games this series and a lot of other series. Yeah, I just don't really want Jug into these heroes. Centaur is like okay. He's probably the best out of all of them.
Actually wouldn't mind it. Just for the laning phase, but to your point, Lifestealer would have been ideal, but of course that's going to get banned out by EXTREMUM. It's a must-have.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, PA Storm just seems pretty fragile.
Yeah, it does. Same with Jug, to be fair. Troll, again, might make the most sense.
So, in my notes, I have that Desperate is a Void Spirit, Puck, Storm Spirit specialist. This guy's numbers are crazy. He's a relatively new player, so, you know, it's kind of weird. But 35 matches of Void Spirit, 25 matches of Puck, 18 matches of Storm Spirit. His next one is Mars at 7. Dragonite at 5. Like, this guy, he knows what he likes, and he likes playing a lot.
Yeah.
And they go for the Death Prophet, 99% 5 position for G, as once again, I think this would be a much better pick if it might go mid.
I think it will go mid.
You think so? It is good
think
against
so.
Storm,
Yeah.
but you think they'll actually do that?
Very good against Storm. I think support DP just
10
ends up feeding, and then
seconds
both of your supports feed to Storm. Not ideal.
I will give you a gentleman's bet that is going to be a DP5.
What is a gentleman's bet?
You know, just out of pure clout for the stream.
You ever watch Trading Places?
I have.
All right,
$1?
$1.
$1. This time we're not gambling with somebody's livelihood, though.
That's true.
Good movie. Eddie Murphy.
Danak? You ever... let's not talk about movies. We'll save that for our podcast later.
Okay. Well, Melojewel has only played Death Prophet 11 times in his esports career. A sub 50% win rate.
Radiant team pick.
5 and 6.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be 5 and 6, just because if it was any less, you would have said it differently.
This just has to be, I think, Death Prophet mid now. It's way too much threat from these 3 heroes you've seen revealed.
Wow.
Wow, it is Death Prophet mid. I'll have to get my $1. I will.
Wait, it could be an Oracle mid.
It could be. We've seen Gunner playing it on the NA servers.
It is not Oracle mid.
We haven't. I don't know you the dollar just yet.
All right, we'll see. Well, it's
10
still a bit
seconds
rough, though. I
remaining.
will say you can purge off the Grimstroke Inkswell, which is
5
quite nice.
seconds
But
remaining.
at the same time, Storm is kind of the Oracle counter. You find him, you grab him.
This looks like a nice PL game.
Dire
That
team
is-
bad.
Oh,
Phantom
They go for the PA though. I mean, like we were
close.
talking about it.
Still a Phantom.
Yeah, that's true. I just think
Lancers are very different from Assassins.
They are
so?
very, very much so.
What? Because
weaponry.
Assassins are literally don't fight in a war on a
10
battlefield.
seconds remaining.
And there's only one of them. There's only one assassin.
Lancers are like special forces commandos, so they could be assassins. They just comprise a larger number of roles.
And do I not know what a Lancer is? And isn't a Lancer a footman who literally holds a lance?
I don't think so, Cap. But
Okay.
Do you have some sort of special expertise? Or
Yeah, if you have some cited references here, then I'll believe you, Cap.
Cap says,
10 seconds remaining.
A Lancer was a type of cavalry. I don't need to be in the military to know a Lancer held a lance. A Lancer was a type of cavalryman who fought with a lance.
Okay, well,
But what does it say about Phantom Lancer?
Yeah,
Like, how does that
exactly.
mix it up here?
I don't think that he did
okay.
that. That's not in the lore.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like something Phantom Lancer would
Should
do.
call Sir Action Slacks right now. Have him correct you. You're lucky he's asleep. Speaking of asleep,
Radiant team bad.
I would like them to ban Slardar here. They have banned Void Troll. Get that Slardar out of here. Stream him. Don't let him have it, dude.
that is a very spooky hero to have to deal with. They get
Slardar
rid of
Tusk.
Sand King. I'm just not afraid of ever. Slardar suddenly,
Dude, it's like Sand King Tusk. Like, that's not a lane.
yeah.
You
10
know?
seconds
Why
remaining.
is there so
Tusk
much respect
Slardar.
for Sand King? I just lane Tusk Slardar today. It's a
5
nice
seconds
lane. You get the
remaining.
crush into a tag team. You just hit,
Physical
hit,
damage.
hit. Bash, slow, bash. The Troll's a great band if they plan to pick Slardar.
Yeah. It's like it's just like one of those combinations that just makes sense, right? Robert Downey Jr. Attractive, charismatic, Iron Man suit, powerful. It's
Where are you
winning.
going with this? I see.
What?
Okay.
It's a good combo. That's all I'm saying.
I see what you're saying.
Just one wouldn't have been the same.
What are good PA counters?
Break mechanics.
Just in general. Break mechanics.
Yep.
Okay.
Troll.
Dire team
I
You
don't
know, it's
think-
funny. PA as
It'd be
a
bad
carry to
Slardar.
carry. PA. Is she the only carry that has innate break?
With the shard.
Yeah, thanks to the shard.
That's pretty OP. Man.
Yeah.
It's a nice shard.
Yeah.
All I'll say right now is if Extremum pick
10
Ursa,
seconds
I will
remaining.
flip the metaphorical keyboard that I have here because I don't have one here.
5
Dude, it's like,
seconds
have you ever
remaining.
played a tabletop simulator?
And I have not
There's a
flipped it. I've seen
button.
it.
There's a button that says flip with the picture of a table, and there's no confirmation button. If you click that, it flips the table virtually, and the whole game is ruined.
Wow.
I know that. Guess how?
Because you wanted to see what it did?
I thought for sure they'd be, are you sure you want to flip the table? Yeah, it's like...
I was there for that. Kyle's just, I just wanted to know what it did. Kyle, it has flip and a table on it. What do you think
But it might change the camera angle or something, or maybe there was something secret under the table. You've never played Myst, okay? I've learned to look for clues and places to do it.
So you can't like salvage the game. It's just over.
This isn't a party.
No, it's done. Yeah, it's done. The table is flipped. All right. There's no rewind.
Okay, so Tusk Pango, pretty standard duo from last patch, but Pango's been having pretty rough times. I think he was especially good against the summons meta because he was one of the few heroes that could deal with Necrobook, and that's what made him so powerful last patch because of the magic immune AoE control. But now, just doesn't really fit.
There were other things that he got, right? He got his shard, which is good against telegraph stuns, which, if you look at the opposing forces, that's all they have.
So I like Extremum's draft way more this game than I like PuckChamp's. I think their draft is much more straightforward. I think PuckChamp's has 3 farm-dependent cores where DP pressures the Storm, PA is going to get pressured by the Lina, and Pango is an innately weak laner, so I think this might be... This is like the one time I'll predict they might just lose all 3 lanes, and the game's like looking pretty GG by the end of the laning stage in favor of Extremum. That's what I'm going to say.
Kyle,
I would agree. The team fight's there. This is the Mineski special. Death Prophet Gyro cores. They want a major with this. And they might win this game.
All right, Brian. So if you so heavily prefer Extremum's lineup, what does PuckChamp need to do with this kind of setup? Like, they've got PA Storm. It's not like they can take momentum and roll over the game real quick.
Yeah, Tusk just needs to turn some crucial engagements. Maybe they overextend when they're diving the Storm or the PA, and then Tusk rotates in and gets a kill or two. If they shut down that early momentum, they've definitely got the late game. It's just a matter of, I'm expecting them to, on paper, lose all 3 lanes.
So try and hold out, keep your triangle for as long as possible. The way to win engagements is counter initiation.
Yeah, pretty much counter plays. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Well, it looks like a hard road for PuckChamp to be able to 2-0 Extremum, but they've done it before. See if they can do it again with ODPixel and Kyle.
Thank you very much, Cap. Yeah, let's see. So you guys definitely seem that you have the confidence that we're going to see Extremum be able to pull out a much better performance than they were able to do in the first game. The draft issues being resolved. Is there anything you want to see them do differently in the actual gameplay compared to some of the early plays that Extremum tried and didn't succeed with in game 1?
I think it's more that they can just do things in the mid game. Like, they have big team fight spells. They've got AoE. All 3 cores suddenly have an ability to impact their allies. Like, they can do things. It's exciting. They've got tools in the shed.
Yeah.
Previously, it was just, Ursa, please kill everyone, and if you can't, well, I guess we lost.
Sure. I mean, and that last pick, that gyrocopter as the carry, really what secures that ability to have that good balance of fighting and farming capability as a carry.
Yes, but I'm not sure it's ideal, to be honest.
Okay.
Just because PA historically has done quite well against Gyro. The magic damage threatens you, but at a BKB timing, you just hop right on top of them, and Gyro never really trades with you effectively, especially after the Rapier change.
Yeah.
So you need your farming item, you probably get into Sanjin Yasha, you probably have a BKB, now you need that MKB to be able to go toe-to-toe, whereas previously, Rapier made it from my hero is a little worse than yours to you can't fight me at all.
Sure.
And that's gone now as a timing.
Well, we'll see if they're able to hit that ability to fight a much stronger sort of skirmishing lineup, and a lineup that is going to have answers around. So some of the early items that may come out from PuckChamp, and on PuckChamp's half of things, what is it about their draft that sort of sells you less about it in comparison to how much you like their approach in game 1? Like, is there something lacking from their lineup?
My alt button is broken, so I keep pinging every time I click around the map. Other than that, I'm not sure. I think Pangolier is going to have problems. This hero is sort of like Sand King in that it's not a good offlaner.
Okay.
It's B tier, but you're out of A tier, S tier heroes, so what are you going to go for? And, it makes sense, but I'm concerned how well they're going to do in the lane. Where's this rocket going?
I was heading the way of the Tusk here, but Stroll easily able to step away from any follow-up combo. Still heading around here, Extremum. Maybe see if they find something. A bit of that more down, but same to be said for PuckChamp, so making sure that they do not get caught out by this move from EXTREMUM. Maybe in fact wondering if they can make a move themselves. It's a little spooky. It's definitely a bit better of a level 1 move from EXTREMUM's heroes.
They're going to deny the ward because they know it's been sentryed. That's real cool. It's a good, wait. Yeah, but it wasn't sentry.
It wasn't sentry, but I guess they knew it would give away that they had that vision with the, that move that they made.
That makes sense. Nice job by the PA. There's 2 things I really want to see more of. One, mid players checking their own rune instead of trying to go for the block early, and enemy carries invading to try and steal. It is a significant amount of gold. And I think you can swipe it away quite easily at times. If you're just making that little bit of extra effort, help out your teammates.
Last game we saw was for Desperate on the DK against Melo's Puck. DK having that bit of an edge. This time round, Melo should have the better time as a DP in this matchup.
I like his build too. I mean, I don't know about skipping regen, but he just straight up rushes bottle. You can spam nuke very cheaply, which guarantee CS when desired. A little bit of a base damage advantage as well.
Yeah. So as you say, even though you don't have the tangos out on yourself, you'll be able to get that bottle out before you're going to need to start pumping up your HP.
Yep. You hit level 2, you get a siphon, so you can always trade to get some HP back.
I think not.
We'll see what... Oh, wow. Mid lane Desperate taking a lot of damage there. Having to be a bit careful himself now how he steps up to the creep wave. Has got a branch in the tango to heal himself back up. Top lane Shash though, on the center. We'll see if he has a bit of an easier time than Melos did on the laning stage.
It's a very dead Pangolier, unfortunately. Maybe not. Nice blocks. Oh my god.
Yeah, Astral just controlled Nefrit completely there. He couldn't get past him. There's Melez. Yeah, he's got probably going to be fine. He's doing some good jukes here around the trees. He's out with the swashbuckle, gets the proc as well with a slow, and he's away. Won't actually be able to finish him off.
But at the same time, does that really help you? They do all this just to survive. There's a lane that you'd love to be in. And Gyrocopter free farming. And wow, oh my, Mellow Jewel is putting in work onto Desperate right now. The bottle will equalize a bit.
Yeah. So we'll see how well they're able to push out the waves and maintain that rune control. As both will, both have got heavy nukes to blast the lanes out. It's going to be a bit of a battle of efficiency between the Storm and the DP who can find the most around these mid lanes and neutral camps.
The bottom lane is the big problem, though. This Oracle Gyro lane is very strong, and Tusk Pango, 2 melee versus 2 range. If you can't threaten a kill, you're not really able to lane too efficiently, and so far it is not working out for them.
Can the Tusk make early moves onto the mid, do you think? Or will we see any sort of pressure on the DP, as there's not an easy hero to get?
Yeah, that's the problem. That's why I think DP mid is still underrated, because it's really not gankable. He has 2 siphons. Like, you don't do nearly enough damage. A Fairy Fire, the armor from underneath tower, 800 health. Whoa. How do you kill him? Come on.
Well, that's true. It seems like a very safe position for Melo to be in during this laning stage.
This is just... keep lane control. It's hanging out. Surprised that PA is doing so well. I figured this lane would be incredibly difficult, but I imagine it's more about when does the Centaur get his Vanguard.
Run down Astral here. Astral actually not going to spend any further time chasing him. They're just keeping themselves prioritized with the creeps. Nefrit making sure that he doesn't miss out on the CS. And just handling the lane very well. We've seen 15 denies in this safe, taking away a huge amount of XP from this offlane Pango, who's getting very little at all out of this lane.
Yep, denies have lost a bit of their luster because you don't get the bonus gold like you used to.
That was a great patch. How long was that in the game for?
A while.
A fair few patches when we used to get gold for denies.
But it still denies so much XP from enemies that it's super value. Like, the gold lead is negligible, but actually, 1,000 gold is not negligible, but the XP is probably even a bit higher just due to the deny count. Okay, it's not, but, well.
The XP difference in the bottom,
Yeah.
is definitely going to
Middle
be,
tower is under
you know,
attack.
where you see a real difference.
You know, it's the Tusk. Yeah, it's the Tusk. His XP is lower. Thanks, JJ, or Smith or Scriff, whoever's here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
One of you guys. But yeah, 30 denies combined in the safe lane and the mid lane by 5 minutes. That is rather impressive. We shall see how things progress. Desperate has gone for the full farming build, so we know the kind of storm he's going to be playing. He's just going to jungle, control runes, nothing crazy.
See, that's true. He's made the move all the way up to the top lane now as the support, so. Looking to maybe get aggressive. I mean, that's
can't kill him.
kill Alina, maybe. Yeah, they catch Chu here with the shards. Chu. He's trying to run, but they'll get him. The dagger's out. They get themselves first blood. 5 minutes in. It is there for them. Very nice bit of a bonus there for Kreeler.
Yep. It's the ideal hero. Something that the old VP used to do real well. Ramses always seemed to be collecting these first bloods. Now Astral will just try to defend tower. Nice job scooping the rune. This is rough. This is a trouble, man. This offlane patch, you can see. I don't think that people are first picking the Centaur because it's like a better. Well, it is a very good hero, but it's more like it's so much better than the alternatives. Like, I'm trying to think, what would you have replaced Pangolier with if you saw the Gyro last pick? I don't even know. Doom? That's still going to get bodied.
At least you got the escape with the jar. I mean, Melez, you know, even though he's having a slow start to the game, you got to remember last game as well, right? He's really struggled in the lane. You know, it was a very slow beginning for Melez.
That's true.
When he played Centaur in game 1. So, you know, this man, he knows how to recover. And so this is a bit of a similar situation to what we saw in the first game of this series here with EXTREMUM just across the board getting the advantage in the lanes. It didn't matter in game 1. We'll see if it matters here.
It's all going to be about the connections for EXTREMUM. This draft it's just so much more natural to play. You know, the save support like BSJ was talking about, the Abaddon previously, now Oracle, doesn't work with an Ursa. He wants to just get in, get out. You want heroes that stick in the fights. That's a Death Prophet, that's a Gyro, and it makes it far easier to position as well. That's a Vanguard.
I've got the turnaround here. Light Strike right down on the two of them. Nefrit's coming as well with a cooldown. Astral will fall. See if they can get the PA out of here. Self's done. And the double edge. Kreeler able to jump over to the side. Chu wants to try and get him with the Light Strike array. Won't quite catch Kreeler. As he's able to back off and get out of there. Dekalis will still go down. Meanwhile, elsewhere, G actually able to take down Melez. Was that a solo kill
That
from
was
G?
a solo kill.
That was a solo kill? G single-handedly eliminating the Pangolier down there.
I don't know, man. It just once again feels like this
It's a
is
3K lead.
Yeah, I just can't believe, like, typically when a team gets out drafted hard, they don't come back the next game and just crush their opponent's draft, especially utilizing the same sort of opener.
G,
Let's kill quick.
he's going to be fine. And now Melez really wants to kill on G.
He's not going to get it.
I mean, yeah, Melez, he's got to get out. He's got to get away from this.
Where's he going? What's he doing?
He's dead. Melez is dead. I mean, sure, G does finally die. It takes a lot. Let's see if they can get Shasho as well. He's got stick charges. Who stops? He's going to turn and look at Desperate. Desperate's got to run. He's out of mana. Astral's going to die.
That was cute.
Can you get Desperate as well?
Oh, yeah. He's got the move speed.
Ooh, he's got him. So, he's going to be able to get him as well. Double kill for Melior. A dive gone completely wrong on that bottom lane for PuckChamp. As they get just punished completely. I mean, we saw there, Melez, he really wanted to go in. And he just heavily baited the rest of his team into doing the same.
So that's just... I don't want to say inexperience, but it's greed. It's selfish. Even if you get the kill on Oracle, you're an offlaner trading your life for the enemy 5, so it's not worth. And then they dive the Centaur with a Vanguard. Even if you get that kill, even if you live, now you're storming PA with no mana and no ability to continue staying on map. Oh, hello.
Oh, what I missed?
I mean, shoot.
Where's my pension?
He should be dead here. There's mana on Desperate. Takes a little bit of work here. A few missed spells here and there, but they'll get the job
value.
done. Chu goes down.
It's still a good play. Like, blow the mana. Storm turns mana into gold. Anything you can take out of them is good. And this is just ill-advised. There's no way that this is going to work for you. And by that I mean, yes, you might kill him, but even if you do, Storm is already out of mana. He would have needed a bit more to finish. Really cool by Melojewel, though. He popped ulti before he TP'd in, so that he would have the bonus damage. Don't even know if it would have been necessary. I think they're both just dead to a Siphon and a Swarm. Still nice, though. Real nice. That brooch, I think, was instrumental in having that closing speed. They got really nice. Oh my god, they got all the goodies. Those are my 3 favorite tier 1 items. Possessed Mask would have been nicer, I suppose, for Nefrit, but perhaps that'll be the 4th item dropping.
Sure, I don't know, though. If he's fighting as much as he is, though, the trinket is nice.
Yeah.
You know, you are spamming your abilities out as Gyro. 4k lead already here at 11 minutes in. A very solid opening here from Extreme. They did have a good opening last time, but not nearly as good as this. This is a really sort of another level ahead.
What's the ancient stack status for this Dire team? Getting there. Careful.
I'm going for G. He's going to get caught up on a Hyper Mist. No, Desperate just dying. I mean, Astral's going to go for the TP out. Ooh, he'll make it away. Again, I mean, this has got to hurt the Storm's momentum here. We're seeing it dying in these situations against heroes that, you know, he's only dying there because he's overextending. You know, he's pushing himself too far at this stage of the game. It's not like these heroes are catching him by surprise.
It just feels like a rehash of the first game, but the roles have swapped. It's Extremum with all the team fight and a bit of an edge. So it is so easy for them. Oh, you want to try to kill us? Well, we'll fight back. Meanwhile, PuckChamp, all of their heroes seem to be single target primarily. Like Storm PA are not Dota heroes yet. They need time to come online. And yeah, that Battle Fury will be up soon. Perhaps like that's what's going to need to change. The PA needs Battle Fury, Deso BKB, and a fight 1. But there's so much time required before that comes online. And if I'm Extremum, I'm just going to keep fighting. Let's go smoke. Let's go collect some bodies. Some work.
Big dagger done on Shashla. So they got that solid jump. And Les trying to farm towards his own blinkers, the Pango.
Nice ward will scout out the movement. But I'm very concerned for their ancient stack.
Well, that's true, yeah. If they're able to take this tier 1 and
Radiant's top tower
break into the triangle, Extremum could stand to take quite a bit away from PuckChamp.
Another benefit of the Centaur, the tower pressure. You just tank it up.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Very easy, once again, for G to position. The Gyro feels safe farming because, you know, you're getting so much natural vision just because of how much more durable your cores are. And that's really the key. The previous game, it was PuckChamp, you know, the DK, the Troll, the Centaur. None of their heroes really need to hide. You absorb damage. You don't try to avoid it. Whereas Storm PA and Pango, especially this far behind, they're all damage avoidant types. They don't want to accept any, but somebody's going to be taking damage.
They don't end up actually stepping up to the triangle. I mean, is it just too risky of a play to sort of scout that area out, or?
They just don't feel like they need to. Gyro also is half HP. He's been farming this ancient area. Like a triple stack by himself, so it was a bit low. Battle Fury almost done. Krill is like, please. I need time.
And I mean, if this PA does get time, does Krillin sort of carry this as the PA in this game, or are there things that will threaten him, do you think?
At a certain point, yes. The Storm PA will win. Once we get into the late to hyper late, very simple to find the Oracle, find the Lina. PA goes toe-to-toe with the draft quite nicely. If Extreme can maintain a lead like this, grow it a bit, I think that they'll feel just fine. They are being a bit more passive than I would have expected. I think if they could control at least the top Dire jungle, I'd feel more confident. You can see the lines being drawn, smoke coming out. They want to hunt a kill, bottom Radiant jungle, and then PA's farming Ancients in the meantime. And this is broken if you look at the PA right now. This, I think, has to be changed. Okay, you didn't see it, but he popped Blur and farmed the Ancient stack, and they didn't move. And it's just, you know, Gyro was punished for that. He's not. Oh, will he get away?
They got the catch. TP's coming in. They're bringing up no low. Oh, but they've got him. No save comes in time. See if they can lose anything in return. Takalis will get caught by the control there. So Takalis will fall in response. But PuckChamp, a trade that they'll take. They're moving in, hitting off the gyro before the backup could come in. They couldn't quite get that Oracle TP in time.
So the difference in this game, like, PA is not Ursa, so he will scale hard if they can make a couple more moves like that, because they are not a team fight squad. They are hit and run. Fire a couple shots, kill the enemy carry, get the hell out of dodge. They even force Death Prophet ulti. That is a huge win for PuckChamp. Huge. That's an extra 2 minutes now PA gets to farm up, and he's closing in, probably will surpass Gyro in this
Radiant's
time.
bottom tower is under attack.
All right. Orchid reveal. And this smoke, I hate smokes like this, Owen, because even if you kill this Pango, what will that accomplish for you? Look at where you're positioned on the map.
I'm sure you've already taken the tier 1 down here.
Yeah. Now you've brought so many heroes to a part of the map you don't want to play.
And Chu, you might even you might lose your Lina here. They're in with the Rolling Thunder. And yeah, Chu, he's not going to get anyone coming back to help him out.
Yeah. This is just, again, great play. PuckChamp now, free kill, maybe even a tower. Storm has been top for the last minute, just shoving that wave. Suddenly, he's past the Centaur. He's a real boy now. Pinocchio with a smile on his face.
Oh, Mitch. Look at the jump. Silence as well. Oh. Astro, he's actually having to walk away. He didn't have enough burst with the 3. They just got Gyro up top.
What? We need a replay of that.
Look at the tips coming out from the team here.
God, yeah, I'm sure, much like us, his whole team missed that. You're like, because that's a play I wouldn't even want to make. Like, that's so risky, the cojones, to make that move. If G is anywhere nearby for a save, he just dies. I don't know. Q. Okay,
Radiant's
never mind.
bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, that.
They were sleeping. Nobody expected that.
Just a Gyro.
We got just 2 observers.
He'd only just respawned. And Storm ends up finding him.
Well, maybe we just underrated PuckChamp. You know, coming into this, both teams, no wins, rated somewhat similar, but PuckChamp making the best of a bad situation.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, of course.
Watch him on the map. There you go.
So that's the best angle we could get. If you look right in that corner, actually, we saw Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. It's definitive evidence that they both exist. Careful, Desperate.
Oh, he's ready. He was ready for that.
I love the choice to just rush BKB. No Kaya Sanj here. Just get that item up and running. Find G, find Lina. Easy kill. Oh.
Hey, there we go.
There
we go.
Look at that. G was just late.
Yeah, just got there in time, and yeah, the Orchid doing the work.
Thank you for that replay, though.
Yeah, very nice.
Shout out, great production team we've got.
I bet chat doubted us on that. They were like, "Oh, they're not going to be able to get the replay." Yes, we can. We've always got the replay.
This, it feels like EXTREMUM. They had this huge advantage. Their team fight was insane, and now they're just kind of lost a little bit, giving lanes up. Roche is a nice move, but it's risky. They're going to take a lot of damage in the pit. They missed the scan, though, so I don't think this is going to be responded to. Or
they're headed over there. It's not going to be quick enough, them getting here in time. EXTREMUM will be able to finish it off. Looks so easy to take a fight outside of the pit. They'll make the jump over towards Carlos.
Wash over this.
The BKB reveal, so they felt confident. But the gold lead has shrank, and the PA is becoming problematic. The BKB timing for PuckChamp is what we're watching.
Radiant are scanning.
Storms is up.
He's pretty much got it, hasn't he? The
Yeah.
PA? What we got? Yeah, I mean, the BK, they're ready to go. Sure, they will be fighting into the Aegis. But this PA will definitely be a problem here for some of these squishier heroes.
This is a bad time to be up here, Extremum. You have no DP ultimate, no Centaur ultimate, and Death Prophet's not even there. And now Death Prophet is dead.
They're losing their calls like this. We're seeing Desperate getting some really nice pickoffs as Mello, he's just out on his own. Effort's out on his own. They've got to be careful.
You're trusting
Nefrit.
Hello?
They've got him. And over to the side, G, he's got the promise himself. Look at the silence as well on the Centaur. As Nefrit just getting bounced around it by the Rolling Thunder. He goes down. G dies as soon as the false promise ends. They're going to have a second life on Nefrit because he pops the BKB. But they're able to step back, get away. It's Desperate. Gets caught by the stun, but there's no follow-up from Extremum. And that's a buyback from Shasta. He fought back for this. And now he might just die. They get the setup. They're in with the zip. The X-Squad will follow up. Shashlo's dead. So's Chu. Entirety of the net worth lead has disappeared completely from Extremum. And what's going on, Carl? Is this just Extremum kind of losing the way here? Like, well, but we're just seeing them getting picked off. Just completely outplayed by PuckChamp.
They sat on their lead for too long. Owen didn't get enough done with it. A couple really nice pickoffs and plays from PuckChamp put them in a position that they can match team fight fortitude, and they're just outplaying them straight up. Yeah, the damage output, the target selection, in and out. It's really nice to watch. Really, this is great. It's good Dota 2.
Got it.
Does help. Storm did go for the Kaya. Felt confident enough he could be a little greedier. I think Melojul's just dead again. These bots are a trap. He consistently is putting himself in a position he should not be. Escapes. Oh.
Astro didn't actually quite see him there. Now Astro's a little scared. They are running him down. Are they going to try and save him? Gonna have the shards in a second. It doesn't matter. But to nuke him down with the crit swarm. Just keeps himself hidden in the trees.
Oh, but look at this. The next fight. PA, DD bottled, Deso in 400 gold.
And level 18.
That is the definition of a power spike. Yeah, ever see Iron Giant where he runs into the power lines? That's what we're looking at here. It's going to be
why did he run into the power lines? I remember that.
It was an accident.
Oh. Okay.
Or he needed it for energy? I don't remember. All I remember is Superman, and then I start to cry.
Well, had a sad ending.
You said you saw it.
I did. A long time ago. That's one of the kind of original animations that incorporated sort of the 3D stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah. Very cool. Fantastic movie. Still somehow, I think, underappreciated. Much like Treasure Planet. You ever see that?
I did. No, I know that one always comes up as sort of one of those sort of unsung movies. A movie as well that was where it had some sort of insane budget, right?
Oh yeah, that was the last.
It didn't hit the box office success in comparison to the amount they put into.
They changed animation styles for all the big studios after that because it was so much cheaper. And end of the day, it's all about the plot, right? Not the artistic style. Some might even say art is dead.
Who
said art is dead?
Go Burner.
Here we go. Melez. He's in with the job. Shashlo comes in with the counter play. Hits the big zip for Desperate. Straight over the back lines. He's on towards the Oracle, making sure the G isn't going to be able to offer any sort of save. He'll buy back. The Carlos will go down in return. Krila still looking for a chance to get him with the BKB is still ready to pop, but he's going to back off now because of that buyback from G.
No BKB on Storm. They still have it on the PA, but this is a nice back off. Once again, you force the Death Prophet ulti. That means you get a 2-minute clock where suddenly you're in complete control of the game. Yeah, you trade supports, but you're fine with that. You're Storm PA. You will outscale.
No need to sort of force the continuation of fights that don't feel too great for PuckChamp. Can definitely play with a little more caution here compared to Extremum, that they do kind of need to keep bringing the actions, bringing the battles. Next time round, they'll be bringing it into a team that will have the BKB on Storm. So 2 cores, I mean, they're going to have no struggle getting that jump onto G. A very hard game for the Oracle now.
Is under attack.
This is the trouble. It's nice against Storm to an extent, but the later it gets, the more difficult it's going to be. G and his play and positioning are really going to just change the status of
how do you position
level
against
20
the Storm?
PA.
It seems hard.
Very hard.
Trying to get that MKB. That's the next sort of timing that Nefrit, before he has that, PA is not going to be scared about anything in these fights.
So you're talking about he has the Maelstrom, the Ags, and the BKB. You need all those items, but it's the MKB that at least equalizes your status. It doesn't necessarily mean you feel good about going toe-to-toe with this PA just yet. 3 tower golds collecting top. That tier 1 still stands.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Smoke up here behind the gyro. PuckChamp, they are up on the high ground. And he's actually going to look for the job. They're on a G. G's been found. G goes down. He's dead for 70 seconds. Now they turn over to Death Prophet. They've got the control over the Rolling Thunder. And they have that damage too as they bring out Melojul. 2 down. BKB's popped by Nefrit, but he's having to step back. He's having to run. Shashlo tries to come with a Hoostomp, but he doesn't catch Krillitz. Krillit's able to move in, get the crit onto Nefrit. So 30 down. Just Chew and Shashlo left alive, but Krillitz jumps over towards Chew. Triple kill for the PA. As this game seems to once again be kind of heading in the direction of impossible here for EXTREMUM. Shashlo, he tries to get back in with a jump. They're ready with the counterplay. As it's a team wipe with Shashlo giving away his life at the end of it all.
Is just beautiful. Everything they did about that fight, you know, if you're listening, Brian, that's your breakdown right there. They have a high ground ward. They have a sentry. They know Radiant has no vision. They expect to smoke. The Tusk is the one who breaks it. Acquires vision of the Oracle. Storm BKBs kills Oracle. Next target, Death Prophet. Those heroes dead. Fight is won. Wipe. Pretty much putting the game not quite in the bag, but gravity is taking hold. Slow motion, Looney Tunes style. The coyote is starting to drop.
Oh, it does seem pretty much. I mean, what does it sort of take to change the fate of this game?
Roche spawning now.
They're going to get this easily. No chance of EXTREMUM stepping out of the base. Cheese, get the shard.
Shard to Storm?
PA. To the PA.
Yeah, it's too good. It's just extra damage. It's like the Timber Shard. It's just good. It's always good.
A lot of damage and very low. It used to be a little questionable because it was, I think it was like 100 something mana cost. Now at 50 mana, it feels amazing.
16% max health, AoE plus break. Like it's just straight up another. Yeah, it's just damage.
Just a great offensive shard for a carry that. Yeah, but it's a lovely extra bit, an unnecessary addition. It feels.
Yeah, definitely.
Already, it's not like this shard is going to be like you didn't need this shard to be good to pick PA in lots of situations, but it's a shard that you're not. It feels great to get anyway.
You're not like buying it for a reason most of the time. Like maybe you'll get it like 4th, 5th item against.
If you're against passive, if you need the break feature, then you're definitely buying it.
Again. He's just hunting him. This is the name of the game. Find G.
And they're in a Mellow.
Oh, jeez.
The false promise. And they're trying to get enough skills out. I don't think they're going to have enough as this DP has to step away. It will actually be enough to get back up on the HP after false promise. Nefrit's having to put the BKB and run to the high ground. And Krillit's in. Double kill for Krillin. He'll be ready to jump back down to Mellow.
Oh, no.
Gets the exorcism out. I see Krillin right by his side there looking for the crits from the DP. Mellow trying to run, get back up to the high ground. And Krillit's just chasing in. Picks up another. Buybacks coming out in the multiples here from EXTREMUM. Got the stomp onto Krillin. Krillin just turns though. Shashlo is going to get taken out. extra kill for Kreela, as the buybacks will not turn anything around from Extreme, and G's coming outside the base. Critic, he wants the rampage, he's gonna get it, he's in onto G, a rampage for Kreela, and now they're not even done yet, they're looking to dive in onto Chu, a double rampage here, as he cleans up Chu as well. Everybody dead on Extremum. We may see the G's coming out pretty soon here, as PA 1106, nearly level 25, just had a double rampage. This game's
You see that? He even strikes a pose. Just like, look at me. I invested money into this Arcana. I'm going to make sure that I put it to good use. No deaths, 1106. Yeah, a near flawless performance. But once again, like there's nothing Extreme can do. G is trying his best. He's toggling the amulet, trying to hide in the invis, but Storm just gives up on him. He's like, all right, I'll force you to ult DP early. The ult comes out, but it's too little too late. But the previous 3 times, right, he would pop ulti in that scenario, and then PuckChamp just disengaged. Didn't want to have that happen, ends up popping it late. But
DD.
at this point, yeah.
Get away from this PA. If they show their faces, Krilla's going to start picking up more kills. Oh, he's in. He's ready to go. BKB's out. He's going to be able to take down Shaslow. Turn over towards Nefrit. Jump over towards G. One-shots the Oracle there with that physical damage coming out. He's going to make sure enough damage is on this Gyro to kill him off. The False Punch comes to an end. Steps over the wall. Mellow. He's going to get the setup onto Chu. He really wants it. GG's going to be going again. A true double rampage this game. As, the PA Krilla popped off big time. Great series from him. And with that victory, it's all theirs. 2-0 for PuckChamp. And the play was just excellent. I mean, game 1, we saw Extreme. They had a little bit of a lead in the laning stage. They got up to about 2k advantage. You felt the draft wasn't great for them. We certainly felt that going into the later stages of the game. 1, PuckChamp were able to take it. Game 2, you feel like